live, I'm live, I'm live. Try to wait a second to see if I get someone. If not, I just talk to myself like I would if I was recording it any other way. But what's up, everybody? Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe if y'all catching this later on the replay. Just give me a second to get all my stuff up and going. It's just me so far. It's just me so far. All right. Here we are. Okay. So, I'm going to talk about The Chi this episode. Episode number 4, The Chi, episode number 4. This episode is called Quaking Grass. If you are watching me, drop a comment in the chat so I can know who's here, who's listening. You got any questions, any comments, anything that happened in the episode that you thought was crazy, let me know. Trying to figure everything out. This is my 3rd time going live, so I'm not all that, I don't know everything. I'm just figuring it out. You see this? I'm not even gonna this is like nachos. I literally just ate some nachos and it's just there. Yeah. Okay. So I guess we can talk about this episode right now. So this episode was crazy. It starts off with 11 flashbacks to the scene of, did Jason, or not Jason, that's his real name, Jason Mitchell, did Brandon shoot this guy, Ronnie, or did the kid do it? And out the gate, I'm thinking, okay, obviously Kevin did it, or they would not be flashing back so hard. And sure enough, that's what it was. So this episode was cool. The title is called Quaking Grass, and it has to do with this color of paint. It's this zen-like, I guess, refreshing, cooled off feeling that the stepfather or Laverne's boyfriend or whatnot, how he felt it was soothing, and that's what he painted Coogie's room in, R.I.P. to the youngin'. And he said it was like matcha, and matcha, the green tea, is like this real, hey, what's happening, Evie? What's going on? I'm good. I didn't feel like doing this video earlier, so I said I just do it live and just talk about it real quick, I appreciate you for stopping by. But yeah, talking about this TV show, and no worries, I appreciate it. Did you catch The Chi yesterday? But they tripped me out in this episode because they were anti-police kind of sort of to a point, because they just didn't want to make, you did, all right, here we go. They refused to make contact with them. Brandon, he was the only person who really had a little bit of talking with them to get the reservations, but they were really willing to refuse hospital treatment to avoid jail, or just avoid, it's like the street code, and Jada kind of felt it the worst because she went through this whole thing of ethics with her job versus the hood code, and it's that's what they're battling, and that sucked to see it happen, but it is what it is. Everybody just refused to get them case numbers this episode. Let's see. Out the gate, I thought it was cool with them going hand to hand and them scrapping it out, shooting a fair. When she did come through in the clutch. You're right. Almost got caught up though in that little medicine room. She had to be quick on her feet. She was like, oh yeah, that one client. Yeah. But when they went hand to hand, I'm like, all right, they're saying, hey, we're going to handle this like men. We're not going to be cheap and just, throw a bullet in each other's chest or in their heads. And I thought that was fair for them to shoot a fair one. But dang, man, it was a lot of flashbacks. Maybe they could have just did it twice and got it over with, but it is what it was. Like I said, we kind of felt that kid did it. And this episode is like, hey, reflexes. It's reflexes, his initial reaction to being touched and scared was to turn around and pull the trigger. As far as Kevin, the little kid, what do you do? Brandon's initial reaction to his gun being snatched to Mr. Yogurt's stepdaddy, wannabe Ving Rhames, was to his reflexes was snatch the yogurt out, you know. He was scared. He was very scared of that man. This kid's like, what, 9 years old, and this big whispery voice, bald head man come creeping up on him all slow. Anybody would be scared, right? But Brandon, he's turned into, you know, I don't want to call him a lame out the gate, but he was, you know, he wasn't the typical black guy on TV from, you know, a scary city. You know, he was kind of the guy who was trying to do good. He had the good girl, and he had the nice sous chef job, and now his position is protecting not his blood brother, almost like Kevin went Coogie, like underneath his arms. He's trying to protect this kid and defend his brother's life or legacy, you know, in the end, trying to figure out, okay, who did it. And Ronnie straight up told him, yeah, I did it. And you got to give that old man, that OG, that sort of respect. But at the same time, OG go to Granny. OG Ethel with the shoddy. OG grandmama, she came through. I mean, some parts of her, you know, she ticked me off. I'm like, lady, call the police. Get this man. He bleeding all over your rugs, all over your sheets. Like, you don't care. There's blood on your walls, you know. Granny was on point. She said, click, you broke into my house, right? So, she was off the chain. Let's see, who else? Jericho with the slap. Jericho hit him with the backhand, like pimping. And at that point, I think you have to tell me if it's freezing or whatnot. Just let me know. But Jericho, Brandon's girlfriend, I guess she just felt at that moment like, dang, man, my good guy just turned bad. And, you know, the heat changed, the climate changed for their relationship. This guy just went from possibly being, you know, having their own food truck or restaurant, or him having a better position somewhere, to this fool might have killed somebody if he has his gun. What do you feel the need to do that for? What's up, Lights Graphic Actions? What's popping? We're talking about The Shy, episode 4, Quaking Grass. She trying to live. Yeah, and I feel you. Absolutely, she's trying to live. I mean, when you're trying to break free from that one thing and do right, and, you know, and live good, and this food and went, you know, dabbling. So we could talk about, I guess, the little lollipop kid, Jake, with the dreads or the locks or whatnot. So his big brother is Reg. His big brother is the number 2 guy to Treese, who's the new Jack, who's selling that stuff on the, yeah, please do hit that like, everybody, and hit subscribe if you are catching this in the replay or right now. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, so Reg is off the chain. Did y'all see him be booty butt naked in front of his guys and his little girls and his little brother? Just nasty. I'm like, that's what you doing, dude. That's what you're doing. Like, he's so far in the game that it's messed up that he's willing to put his little brother, his baby brother, into a lifestyle that can get that little boy killed. Appreciate your support, homie. But this was the one episode a kid could be kind of that toy jacuzzi. Listen, that's that Dollar General. If you go to Dollar General in November, you're going to find that pool for like $3.99, right? But in the summertime, like June, May, you're going to be paying a good $22.99 for that little, you know. I said, oh my gosh, in the apartment, landlord going to be hella ticked off once that thing starts spilling. You know, come on. You know he probably had a gun in that little blow-up pool. It's just going to scrape, and there's going to be water all over the place. They need to get it together. A toy jacuzzi. I know. And where's their parents? Where's their... I mean, is he raising the little brother? Trying to figure it out in the living room. I know, Evie. I'm telling you. So that whole situation was kind of crazy to see that happen, and now Brandon owes him. Eek. And his boss, Reg boss, for the streets is Treese, right? Or Trice or Treese, whatever his name is. So, is he dirty? Do y'all think he's dirty, or do you think he's snitching because he's underneath Detective Wallace, and we know Detective Wallace doesn't trust Detective Cruz because he's always trying to catch him up on something, watching him, and that's supposed to be his guy, his partner. And he doesn't really trust him because one's good, kind of one's you don't know. Speaking of them, they finally had their dang on police softball game and FD versus PD, and old boy Cruz was kind of out of it. Not in he was out of his head. Let's see. So now we have the phone, which was nasty. Oh my God, Evie, what did you think when that fool put that cell phone out of his pants? And he said, the organic crunchy peanut butter. I don't want any peanut butter ever. If I had a peanut butter sandwich or peanut butter and jelly or anything that had to do, I'm going to go to the grocery store past the peanut butter aisle, and I'm going to think of that nasty man pulling that cell phone out his pants. It was nasty. Just nasty. What else was going on? The parties. Oh, yeah. Crazy eyes. Man. It was 3 different get-togethers this episode. We had the homegirl moment, the kid party, and we had the hood young adults, get together or whatnot. And it's just showing these different levels of how people can, parlay, chill, kick it or whatnot. And it starts off innocent, like Papa and Jake and Kevin and all the little girls and whatnot. Where was that little baby D from Next Friday, little kid? The one who tried to kiss him and whatnot? They're having their little house party get together. They don't really know how to interact amongst each other. And it's just fun and games. Chips. It was cool to see Jay's chips. Music is innocent. And then it can, elevate to, if not, I guess, cared for and nurtured. It could be what Reg was doing. You end up in a toy jacuzzi, with drugs, weed, Hennessy, all of that stuff around. A bad thing. And yeah, but it was a decent message, and to see Jerica with her homegirls, and she just opening up to her friends saying, I found the gun, we broke up, what are we gonna do? But it didn't seem like love though. As far as for her homegirls, it felt like it was just a sipping wine, like these aren't the homegirls that would be seriously with their heart supporting her. But this show's good. I like it. It's fresh. No one else, is out there doing anything like it. I think it's off the chain. Sorry. All these dang emails keep popping up. But yeah, I just wanted to I just watched it hit the ceiling. I just wanted to let y'all know how I felt about episode number 4, and anything else, lights, graphic actions, anything you want to chime in on, or Evie, anything y'all have to say about the episode or future coming up episodes. What do you think? Make sure y'all subscribe. Nah, Jay-Z didn't get a Grammy. Jay-Z didn't get a Grammy. SZA didn't get a Grammy, which is off the chain because I think she was nominated for about 5 of them. They let her perform and didn't get anything. Rhapsody was, it wasn't a lot of women nominated anyway. Who was the man in the apartment? Which apartment? Which apartment? I'm trying to think. Whose apartment? You gotta let me know. Oh, you talking about Quentin. The OG Quentin. Well, Quentin, I think, is the first in the episode number 1, the guy who, the teenager who got murdered, Jason. Yeah, Q. I think Quentin is the first kid who was murdered on the street that Coogie took his necklace and shoes. I think that's his grandson. I think that Ronnie, who just got shot, I think his baby mama is the daughter of Quentin, and Quentin's trying to basically get revenge on whoever killed his grandson. That's my take on it. I don't know if that's probably what it's going to come out to be, because it's like, this is the good kid who's on his way to maybe a collegiate level of athletics and playing basketball in Chicago. His granddad was the OG who left to parts unknown, and now he's back. And I think that's where they're going with the episode. Maybe in the meanwhile, he's gonna just destroy whoever the new little drug dealer person is. Maybe Reg. Maybe Reg was the person who killed the young dude. I'm not sure. He did. He gave Emmett $100 for the babysitter. Now Emmett kind of owes him, which could be an issue, and Brandon owes Reg, which could be an issue. Kevin owes Brandon, which is an issue. It's just it's a cluster F of mess. And it's, like I said, what's going to happen? It's going to boil down to reflexes once again, you know. Someone's going to get triggered, and it sucks because who else has to get shot and killed for everything to work out? But Quentin, his name is Steve Williams, I think, and he's played in a lot of different shows and films and whatnot over the years. He's got that real mysterious walk, like he's just in his hat. It's almost like he's a villain for this show. I like his character. And when he went to his brother's chicken restaurant and he's like, yeah, asked about the credit. What's going to happen with that? Look, you got a 7-something? What are you going to make this dude get you a car? Who knows? I don't think he would make him get a car. That's a good question. What will he get? Probably won't get it next episode. It might be the episode after. They're building a little bit slow, but they've also introduced a whole lot of characters. You know, the little Papa boy with the glasses, he reminds me so much of Proposition Joe from The Wire. Like, you remember if you watch The Wire, they showed this flashback, like when Proposition Joe was in like Catholic school or something. He almost looked just like the character Papa, and it's just a whole lot of similarities, you know. The kid always got the right moves to make the situation better, and he's got the great gift of gab. It's cool. But who knows what Quentin's gonna do when he done took that man's dog. He did get the party popping. He was getting it. He was getting it with all his little moves. I said, uh-oh, look at y'all. Somebody mama need to come in here and shut this down. But it was a nice little episode. I'm not even gonna front on it. The Grammys. But yeah. Popping, not pooping. Oh, I'll have my glasses on, so I didn't even catch I didn't catch that extra O. It's all good. It's all good. But thank y'all for watching. Like I said, I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. If you either. Yeah. Make sure y'all hit subscribe, hit like, and drop your comments below and let me know what you thought about episode number 4. Until the next time, peace. Thank you, Evie and Lights Graphic Action.